Chapter 4. Crossed Signals. Yani heard the mistake before she understood it. That was the problem with patterns. You live by them long enough, they moved into your bones. She'd been half listening, half working, the radio low beside a stack of notebooks that didn't exist on any official ledger. The broadcast slid by like it always did. Numbers, cadence, breath between syllables, clean, predictable, safe in the way a locked door feels safe until it opens. Then something twitched, a fraction of a second, a hesitation where there shouldn't have been one. The voice recovered, but the damage was done. The signal kept going, unaware it had already confessed. Yani froze, pen hovering above the page. "No," she said quietly, in a room that hadn't heard her voice in days. She leaned forward, turning the volume up just enough to hurt. The radio's green eye glowed back at her, steady and unblinking. She hated that look. Machines pretending they weren't complicit. The numbers ended. That was expected. The pause afterward was not. Yani's mouth tightened. Number stations didn't pause. They ended, clean and indifferent, like executions. A pause meant someone was deciding something. Or worse, someone had already decided. Then the second voice came through. Female. Unauthorized. Yani closed her eyes. "Damn it," she whispered. She'd spent years cataloging voices like fingerprints. Tempo, pitch, breath, nationality, sanded down to intention. This one didn't belong. It wasn't part of the system. It wasn't supposed to exist at all, which meant the system was broken. Her thoughts went immediately to Jack. They always did when things went wrong. Jack with his careful hands and bad habits. Jack who listened like the world was a confession waiting to be made. Jack who should have stayed buried the first time he disappeared. She'd warned him once, years ago, over cheap food and worse coffee, that radios remembered people even when people tried to forget themselves. He'd smiled, like he always did when he planned to ignore her. She checked the frequency again. Same one. Same as always. Same one Jack would be listening to. Yani stood and crossed the room. Movement sharp now. All softness gone. She shut the curtains, locked the door, and powered up the second receiver, the one she never used unless something was already bleeding. Static filled the space, layered and thick, overlapping like arguments that never reached a conclusion. Her hands moved fast, dialing, cross-checking, writing notes in a shorthand no one else could read without permission or luck. Someone had spoken back. That wasn't just a breach. It was an invitation or a threat. Either way, Jack would answer it. She exhaled slowly, the way she did before storms and bad decisions. "I told you," she said to the radio, to Jack, to the past. Dead air is never dead. She reached for her phone, hesitated, then set it down. Phones left trails. Radios left ghosts. If she was going to warn him, it would have to be the old way. The dangerous way. Yani turned the dial, just a hair to the left, and began to listen for a man who didn't know yet that the war had remembered his name.